The story starts in June of this year in Fort Worth, Texas. There, Carolyn was filming police in a parking lot. She believed cops were running a bit of a scam, writing unwarranted tickets, and in the process, unjustly saddling hardworking bartenders and waitstaff from a nearby entertainment district with excessive fines and towing of their cars. Bear in mind, this was 3:30 in the morning when she initially started filming. Let's watch.
They're saying, okay, we're going to tell this, we're going to tell that. Let's see. What are we going to do? How do you know if they paid or not, ladies? Hey, ladies, hey, ladies, hey, ladies. Hey, Krueger.
Now, shortly after she begins questioning the ticket writing officers, another cop shows up on the scene, a member of the Fort Worth Police Department that she was more than familiar with, and it doesn't take him long to confront her. Take a listen.
No, I'm not going to before. There's no investigation. There's no nothing.
You can go to the other side of the street. You're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you again.
What are you talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right now.
Wait, tell me why first.
She asked a simple question that we hear quite often on this show, but is rarely answered. Why? Why do you, Officer Krueger, believe you have the right to arrest me? What law empowers you to put me in handcuffs? Krueger doesn't answer. But not being able to articulate a reason also doesn't stop him from deploying the powers of the state in a highly questionable manner.
You're under arrest. You're not.
No, I'm not under it. Okay, you go.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
So please help us understand what we see in this video. First, we see you approach officers asking them questions about their car impounding practices. You're a cop watcher. What were you investigating that night?
It was about 3 o'clock in the morning after the bars are already closed and the people, most of the teenagers and everybody are gone. I just noticed a bunch of activity going on at the end of the street. So I walked down there to see what was going on. And I'm really into community policing, just like the chief says he's into community policing. But I noticed that there's a row of cars that were parked on a private parking area but you had to pay for the parking spot. And so I was trying to figure out what was going on, but nobody would really tell me. And you have to really look at the clues to kind of guess because they won't tell you what's going on. So I was trying to just put guesses together. So I heard this one lady say, well, I paid $31 to park here and you're not taking my car. And I saw a man walk up to him, a cop walk up to her and go, no, we're not taking yours. You're leaving and yours, right? So I assumed that they were going to take that whole row of cars because there's a tow truck there already. Now the tow truck driver, I have a good rapport with the tow truck drivers, but this one I've had bad karma with before. And so I asked him what's going on. And he didn't tell me. He totally walked by me like I wasn't there. He totally ignored me. Didn't even say, I can't tell you, or, I can't tell you, or anything like that. He just totally ignored me and he walked right on by me to go to his tow truck. So I just assumed that they were going to tow that whole row of cars. And I thought, well, that's not very good community policing because why don't they just put a note on the car and say, hey, we're going to tow you next time you're here, because it was a private parking area. It's 3:30 in the morning. Those people that were in those cars were probably too drunk to drive and drove home with somebody else, or maybe working at a restaurant somewhere and still haven't finished their job yet. So I think it's pretty dirty that they're pulling these cars out without any kind of type of warning. It's not community policing. It's who's the crime hurting that they're parked like that on a private parking area.
So the officers didn't seem interested in responding to your questions, but it suddenly became violent. Can you help me understand what happened?
I'm still asking myself that to this very day because what happened is after the tow truck driver walked by me and ignored me, I noticed 2 female cops walking by me. And I've talked to those 2 ladies before, but they were just strolling. It didn't look like they were busy doing anything. They were just strolling, really just strolling along, like you'd see 2 ladies at the mall doing, just strolling. So I started to ask them what was going on and they ignored me. They totally ignored me. So I tried to get their attention and I said, fire, 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 fire. And they still ignored me and they kept on walking. So I thought, okay, I let them walk up to where they were. And I said, well, I'm going to go find out what's going on. So I started to walk up towards them. Right. And then I saw Krueger jump out of the vehicle. And well, first I talked to the girls. I was like, girls, do they have to pay? How do you know they haven't paid that you're towing them off like that? And they were starting to answer me. And then Krueger jumped out of the car and said, hey, Carolina, I need you to go across the street. I'm not going to tell you again. He said it to me one time. I said, but there's nothing going on. What do you mean I have to go across the street? I was questioning his unlawful order to go across the street. I figured it was an unlawful order because I didn't see anything going on. The girls were strolling. I saw 2 officers in the street. They were talking to each other like on a break. I didn't see anything going on at all. And so he walked toward me and said, and he said that, I'm going to arrest you if you don't go across the street. I said, okay, but just tell me first what's going on. And that's when he attacked me. I didn't know where it came from. I have no idea what I did to cause him to do that, because I asked him, just tell me what's going on first. What's wrong with asking? He only asked me one time to move, right? And I just wanted to know what was going on, because that's what I'm trying to portray to the people. But he never said anything. He just grabbed my wrist and then, threw me down on the ground. And that's the last thing I remember from there.
So, for all of us who were watching the live stream, it was horrifying and quite obvious you'd been knocked unconscious. What were your injuries, and were you medically treated?
Well, like I said, I don't remember anything that happened after I hit the ground. Nothing. I don't remember the ride to if I rode in an ambulance or if I rode in somebody's car. I don't know if they carried me. I have no idea. But I woke up in a hospital bed with my good arm, chained to the side of the bed. I was like, what the heck is going on here? In the meantime, I'm going in and out of consciousness. I passed back out again after I saw my arm was attached. And then I felt them shaking me, and they woke me up, and they've given me something. They said they were giving me something in my IV. I didn't even know I had an IV. And they were starting to just put my arm back into socket, because my arm had been out of socket the whole time. Didn't even know it.
Thank you so much for watching the Real News Network, where we lift up the voices, stories, and struggles that you care about most. And we need your help to keep doing this work. So please tap your screen now, subscribe, and donate to the Real News Network. Solidarity forever.